Hello everybody, it's Stella from The Beauty of Play, and today I invite you to join me as I put together my planner for this academic year. Several years ago, I switched to using a paper designer cover 3-ring binder. This one is 1 inch and I believe it's from Still Mill. It's off of Amazon. They have several different options. A planner is something that I look at daily throughout the year, and so this brings a little bit of joy into my life. This year we are using, again, Wild Feathers maps, and I have all the continents because we're going to be reviewing all of geography in the back of my planner, already printed and available. In addition to that, I keep a world map, a map of North America, and a US map in the front of my notebook with some carbon paper for us to trace those if we need to in any of our main lesson work or map work. That just makes it easy and convenient for me to have those in the front of the notebook. And that way, if we have map work or something that day, I'm not having to find that, print it out, and find the carbon paper each time. It's all in the notebook ready for us. I also keep some blank pages. This is a combination of just white printer pages and cardstock, hard cardstock, in the back of our notebook because we use those quite often. And then I have our planning pages, and I am very excited about my planning pages. A friend convinced me to go ahead and put them up on my shop so they are available if you also want to have these planning pages. And if you are part of my membership subscription, these come with your membership, so don't purchase them on the website because they're available to you with your membership. I use my planning pages as dividers, some of them as dividers and some of them that go in between the dividers, and I have a variety of pages. I also include my language arts and my math checklists for the year that we are working with, and those are also available in my shop. Let me show you the planning pages. The first is, of course, the cover of the planning pages, and then we also have the table of contents that gives you a view of what order the pages are in. The first page is the block page where you can list basically your overview of the year, what you plan for the year. If you're a Waldorf or a block style planner, you can put the blocks that you plan on doing for the year. The next few pages are also overview pages, one of the annual calendar and one for a weekly view of the calendar, which I use extensively. That annual view by the week allows me to write down what blocks we're getting to as we go along, and it gives me a really good snapshot of how many weeks we have left and how far we are going. So it helps me to see if we are on par for the progress that I'm trying to achieve. The next set of pages are pages that I personally don't use, but are useful if you're planning by the block or by the child. And they are available as a 1-sheet portrait style or a 2-sheet on both sides of the 3-ring binder. They have from 3 to 12 columns depending on how you use the pages. Before we go on with the pages, I want to show you these tabs. My philosophy on planning is that it's something that you're going to be doing a lot of. You might as well bring a little bit of joy into the activity, and these tabs do it for me. For the first time this year, I purchased clip art to go into the planning pages, and I coordinated these beautiful tabs to go with it as well. I have used a variety of different pens and markers on these tabs, and I have found that they work best with pencil. For each of my planning pages that I'm going to be using as notebook dividers as well, I've printed those on cardstock, and I'm placing these adhesive tabs on the edge. You can see that when I do so, I am placing the page that I'm working with on top of the previous page, so it's easy to see where I want the tab to go and that they are accurately aligned and spaced. Next page is the planning page that I use the most. These are the block planning pages. There are two varieties, one for 4 days a week and one for 5 days a week. We have been schooling 4 days a week and then using the extra afternoon or extra day as a catch-up day, and that has worked really well for us. These planning pages are divided into 3 columns. One is for the reading in the main lesson on the left. The center column is for projects, activities, main lesson pages, and narrations that I plan to do. And the far right is our daily work, which for this year will include language arts, math, foreign language, and typing. Next page is the attendance page, and I have to say it is the most beautiful page in the collection. There is also a blank version of this where the rainbow is eliminated, so if you're using a highlighter or a marker, you can color in those attendance dates. We have never used attendance dates because in the state of Florida, unless you are registered under an umbrella school, there's no need to take attendance. But I'm going to try it this year. We'll see how it goes. These next pages are the calendar and notes pages. They have both portrait and landscape varieties. The landscape variety is a 2-page spread with the calendar on one side and the notes on the other, and the portrait is a 1-page spread where it has the calendar and the notes combined. The next 3 pages are the field trip page listed by month, the curriculum page, and the book page. I have printed the field trip page on cardstock and the other on paper that will fit behind that tab. There are several pages that I'm using as notebook dividers, and these include the block page, the annual calendar, the weekly calendar at a glance, and then my language arts and math checklists, as well as the attendance page. I also have an additional blank page that is used for the history geography tab. Each one of these is printed on heavy paper, cardstock. And behind each of these dividers, either planning pages or pieces of our portfolio that don't fit into our main lesson book go behind each of these tabs. I'm constantly evaluating our homeschool, looking at areas that we need to change and areas that are really working for us. I've never had a formal activity in doing this, and this year, for the first time, I am adding monthly reflection pages and annual reflection pages that I'm really excited about. Another thing that I've done for my particular notebook is taken one of the monthly planning sheets, actually two of them, and placed them behind my block dividing page. These sheets will allow me to have somewhere formal to put thoughts and plans for the coming years. I often do this on the back of that page, very informally and messily, but now I'm going to have dedicated pages for planning ahead. These planning pages for the years beyond next year and the following years will go directly behind my yearly blocks page. Behind my annual calendar, I place all my monthly calendar plannings. I use the portrait form of those that has both the calendar and the notes underneath. Behind my year at a glance in weeks, I'm going to place my new monthly reflection pages. Next comes my checklist for language arts and math for the year, and then I have a blank page for geography and history. Behind that is the field trip page that I'm using as a divider, where I will put the curricula and book list page behind that. The very last divider is the attendance page, which I'm using as a divider for all the log pages once we finish a block. When we're going through the year, the planning pages for the blocks go in the front of the notebook, so I can just open the notebook and see what we're doing that day. Once we finish a block, it will be put at the end of the notebook behind the attendance page. This is really convenient for me. And that's because when we finish a block, I can just flip to the back of the page, open it up, and put it at the very back. Thank you for joining me today in putting together my planner for this coming year. I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed our time together. I also hope there's a little nugget of something that works for you or some level of inspiration to work into your homeschooling. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And it always helps to share. I will leave all the relevant links at the bottom, including where I get the notebook, the tabs, where you can buy the planning pages, and information about my subscription in the description box below. Until next time, happy homeschooling.